Matt Grillo from Mainland High School, track star. Good morning, Matt.
How you doing? Good morning.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good.
How's the body feel after the New Balance Outdoor Nationals taking part in the decathlon?
Yeah, it's sore. Takes a toll on you.
Yeah, you taking a few days rest here?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was that like? Where was that held?
I was in Greensboro, North Carolina, last Saturday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So what was that experience like? Had it been a really cool event to be down there with some of the best track athletes in the country?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was definitely one of the coolest meet I've ever been to. I mean, everyone was amazing to compete with. Everyone was really nice, and it was just an overall great experience.
What was the process of being selected for that? Was that something you had to qualify for? What's the process in terms of gaining entry to that event?
Well, it started back in April. You had to qualify. You had to get a certain score in the decathlon. It was 5,400 or 5,800 points based on PRs. And I actually went up to New York and I did a decathlon there where I won that event, and then I qualified, and then I went to New Balance.
Now, you're a hurdler by trade. How did you get into the decathlon? I mean, so many different types of events that you really have to be good at. How did that all come about that you really got interested in this?
Well, I always knew I was kind of an overall athlete. I knew you could put me on something and I could pick it up quite easily. So I was pretty much just talking to my coaches one day, and they gave me a shot. They knew I could just practice, and get it down pretty well. So they gave me a shot, and I turned out to be pretty well at it.
Yeah, I'd say you finished in the top 5 in the country in the decathlon. How did you go about getting ready for that? I mean, obviously during the school year, during the spring track season, you're focused a lot on the hurdles, and that was kind of your main event for Mainland. How did you go about, pole vaulting and long jumping and just trying to get all the little idiosyncrasies down for some of these events? Some guys can practice all year at pole vault and still struggle with it.
Sure, yeah. It's pretty much just a lot of extra practices, a lot. I would usually come on Sundays with my coach. He would give up a lot of his spare time after practices. I'd be always the last kid there. He'd always help me out. And on my own at home, always doing extra things at my house on the treadmill or something. But pole vault was one of the hardest things. I picked it up quite well, and I didn't do as well as I thought. I only cleared 11.5, but it's all right next year.
Now, for those who are unaware of the events featured in the decathlon, you're talking about the 100 meters, long jump, shot put, high jump, 400, 110 hurdles, discus, pole vault, javelin, and the 1,500. So you're talking about somebody who has to be good in sprinting, jumping, and field events. How do you prepare for that mentally, and how much time is there between events?
I mean, to prepare for it mentally, it just kind of happens, and you just got to do it. I mean, there's no really saying what you got to do, but after every event, you have 30 minutes until the next event, and it's up to officials to whether start it earlier. If they can start the event earlier, every kid has to agree to whether they start the next event. But they have to give you a mandatory 30 minutes between each event. You get a good rest time. I mean, all you have to do is hydrate up and maybe eat some oranges or bananas along the way, and you'll do fine.
Now, how many events were there each day, and did you know the schedule? Could you prepare that way?
Yes. There's 5 events each day. On the first day, it starts with the 100-meter, then goes to the long jump, then shot put, and then after the shot put, it's great.
Well, how do you go from the 100 to the long jump? I mean, your legs got to feel like Jello after the 100.
They do, yeah. You just find the closest bench. You find the closest bench and take a seat. So after the shot put, you have the high jump, and then you have the 400-meter. And then the second day, it usually starts early in the morning. It starts with the 110 hurdles, which is my favorite. I mean, it starts early in the morning, so it's the first event. So I usually get a good time.
We're talking with Matt Grillo a member of the Mainland track team who recently went down to North Carolina to compete in the New Balance Outdoor National Championships and finished 5th in the decathlon. Matt, what was it like the second day? How did your body feel? How do you get psyched up for those events when you just completed 5 events the day before? Did your body handle it well, better than you expected?
Yeah, it definitely did. You got to get a good night rest the day before because you're whooped after the first day, and the second day you just got to come out howling, coming crazy. And good thing, the second day isn't my best day, but it's my favorite event, or one of my favorite events. You have the hurdles, and then you got pole vault, which is also fun. So it's just an overall good experience.
Now, you ran 14.5 in the 110 hurdles. I think it takes me that long to get in and out of my car and start it up.
yeah. It wasn't my best time, but I also had no kids to compete with, so in that particular event.
What was the competition like, and when did you realize you had a shot at a top 5 finish?
The first day I was feeling pretty good because my first day is better. But there was also a few kids who I wasn't even thinking of in the standings who were really good at pole vault and javelin. And they wound up passing me at the end. And I was a little scared. I thought I was going to get bumped out. But I kept it up. I had a good performance in the hurdles, which gave me 911 points. I think I had like 120 points over the next place. But after like the 9th event, which is the javelin, then you get the 10th event, which is 1500. You start to really figure out like what's going to happen because other kids are usually talking, seeing what their times are. Uh-huh. Everyone's doing the calculations, seeing where they're going to end up.
You got to be a math major to figure all that out, right?
Oh yeah, every kid is trying to get each other's PRs and trying to put it together. It's funny.
So, what did you think going into the 1500? Did you feel like you had a shot at a good finish?
Yeah. There was a buddy that I teamed up with. We were talking a lot. His name is Kyle Garland. He's from Philadelphia. We knew that he had to beat me by around 6 seconds to take my 5th place spot, and he wound up beating me by 4 seconds. And we ended up 17 points apart, and wow. I took 5th and he took 6th. So yeah, I knew my time from decathlon in New York was a 5:10, and I wound up running a 4:56 here. And he ran a 4:52, so it was really close. I was scared for a second.
We're talking with Matt Grillo, member of the Mainland Regional High School track team. Matt, what was the spring season like for you? Obviously, you had a great finish, and in the hurdles particularly, you won the county, the Cals, the South Jersey Group 3, and the Group 3 championships. Was that unexpected? What was your feeling coming into the season about what you might be able to accomplish?
Yeah, it was definitely unexpected. I had a feeling that I was going to do something good this year. I didn't know it was going to be this good, It's just, I don't know, I feel like I got my form down pretty well. Even though I do like to hit the hurdles, I just seem to power through them and no one can seem to catch me. But the whole season, it went pretty well, They pretty much doing whatever my coaches tell me to. I'm always in multiple events. I qualified for Meet the Champions in 4 events. It's overall, it's just hard work. That's it. But and a little natural ability, but
now
besides that, that's it.
What possesses you to want to run the hurdles? If I'm a young track athlete, I might think, okay, I'll get involved in the 400 or the 800, maybe the long jump. Or what possesses you to want to run around the track and jump over hurdles?
I feel like that's a coach's thing. Every day, first day of practice, after all stretching and all that stuff, coach is like, all right, everyone on the line. And he lines up the hurdles. And he just lets everyone run through them. He does a short little tutorial on how to do the hurdles. And then he just looks at everyone, see how everyone does, and he's like, all right, you're a hurdler, you're not a hurdler. And he just kicks everyone out. And then I was a hurdler, and then now I'm here. So
how long when did you first start doing the hurdles, and how long did it take you to kind of get those steps down? I know it's very intricate in terms of the number of steps between hurdles, and it's got to be a lot to take in as a young athlete and try to figure out how to be successful at that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I started my freshman year, but I wasn't really big into it probably until my end of sophomore year or beginning of junior year, because I didn't do winter track freshman or sophomore year. so I didn't have a lot of experience with that. I only did it in springtime. But after that, it was kind of just cruise sailing. So, yeah.
What was that like at the Media Champions? You have the best athletes in the state coming together. Was it intimidating for you at all, or did you feel like you belonged there?
I felt like I belonged there just because Group 3 had some competition, but I knew that I could maybe get out in the win. But then once Media Champions comes, I know everyone gets put together, and I know there's some good kids from North Jersey, which wound up beating me, 2 teammates. But that's all right. I mean, I knew it was going to be tough competition. I knew Corey Poole, he's an amazing athlete, and I knew it was going to be a tough race, not close.
So what are your thoughts now as the school year has come to an end, and what's next for you?
Right now, we're still deciding. I believe I'm going to go to Rowan University, and run track there, but I'm not sure yet. We're still trying to decide what's going on with that.
You and your agent, your team there.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool, man. We appreciate you taking a few minutes. We're up against the break here, but congratulations on a great career and an outstanding finish at the Outdoor Nationals. Appreciate you taking a few minutes, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Bye.
That was Matt Grillo from Mainland Regional High School, outstanding track athlete.